All right, what's going on, guys? We are back with another Dokkan battle video, and today we are discussing the EZA details for Android 17 and 18, as well as the banner unit, Dr. Gero and Android 19. So these guys did actually drop this morning, right? They are live. Their EZA is live. Just from reading through them, they look pretty good. You know, I'm getting to these stuff a little bit late. I'm dealing with some, you know, dude, it's a never-ending battle over here. Always getting sick. It is what it is. But you know, we're looking at them here. I think they're going to be a very good EZA, right? This character, even though they came out like forever ago, feels like forever ago, they're still viable in a lot of content because of their active skill, right? Their active skill gives you that free kind of like Ghost Usher turn. So even in content now, like they can still be useful if you utilize them correctly, if you can kind of keep them out of harm's way. They can still help win you some fights, like for sure. So I think this is an EZA we've all been very excited for, you know, very much anticipating. So let's look and see what they're doing here. I'm very interested. I haven't like deep dived into their kit yet because I just haven't had the time to sit down and look at it. But from what I'm hearing is that they're very good. So let's look at them here. So Worldwide Chaos and Future Saga, Ki +3, HP attack and defense up by 180%. Their passive here, let's see, attack and defense up by 200, damage reduction up by 17%, dodge up by 18%, randomly change key spheres of a certain type, TEQ excluded to TEQ key spheres, receives additional Ki +1 per TEQ or rainbow key sphere obtained, and launches an additional super attack. I mean, that right there already seems decently good. You know, you get some buff to attack and defense, a little bit of damage reduction, a little bit of dodge, goes a long way. Their orb changing, right, to TEQ to help them out. They get extra key, not just with TEQ key spheres, but with rainbow key spheres, and they've guaranteed additional super in there. We can actually compare and contrast on this site to, you know, what they were pre-EZA. So let's look at this here. Yeah, so the attack and defense were separate. So 170 and 180. They did change key spheres to TEQ, and they only got extra key per rainbow key sphere. So now they're also getting it per the TEQ key spheres that they are creating themselves. Plus they're getting the damage reduction, they're getting dodge, and they've got that additional super locked in there too. So that already is a huge jump. For every key sphere they do obtain, they're going to get attack and defense up by 35%. That's actually crazy because they are creating their own key spheres. For every TEQ key sphere they obtain, they get an additional 18% and 18% attack and 17% defense. So these are going to combine, right? So if you are picking up a bunch of TEQ key spheres, you're going to get both of these. If you're just picking up like any other key sphere, AGL, STR, whatever, you'll get this still. But like, dude, you add both those together, that's going to be crazy. So they had, yeah, so they had it in here. For every TEQ key sphere, they get this. For every non-TEQ key sphere, they get that. But now, they just change it from non-TEQ key spheres to every key sphere. Ooh, that's good. 2 or more TEQ key spheres obtained, or 1 or more rainbow key spheres, they get a chance to perform crit, damage reduction, and chance to dodge up by 35%. This should be very easy to do with them changing key spheres. And then 1 or more rainbow orbs. I mean, that shouldn't be that hard. So you definitely want to prioritize them. 1, picking up as many key spheres as you can. 2, definitely look for TEQ out there, but then definitely trying to get a rainbow if, you know, that's not available. When attacking with 12 or more key, they get another 150% attack and defense. When HP is 35% or less, they get another 70% damage reduction and 18% chance to dodge. Okay, I don't like this so much, but at least there is some kind of buff that they get for that, right? And this definitely, like, having the extra dodge in there will definitely help. Not so much the damage reduction, because when you're that low on health, like, they don't have guard. So, I mean, you're going to want to dodge. So definitely, like, having this there, having this, and then having that will definitely help you out when your HP is pretty low, right? You're going to want to focus more on hoping you get that dodge than you are hoping you get that damage reduction, because that's not really going to do all that much for you. Let's look back here. So they did have 7 more key spheres. They get attack, 8 or more key spheres. They get defense. And then the HP 35% or less. When attacking, they get additional super. So they got rid of this. They just moved the additional super up in their normal, just like base passive. And then just gave them extra, like the damage reduction and dodge at the 35% or less. That's actually a really good change, dude. Like, and then getting rid of the needing 7 or needing 8 key spheres, right? You only need 2 tech key spheres, 1 rainbow key sphere to get this. They automatically get this just with attacking with 12 or more key. Yeah, dude, they were already really good, and they just made them actually a lot better. They're actually a lot, when you look at them side by side like this, you can really tell how much they improved the character. And it's insane. Let's see, when receiving a Ki Blast super, this was another big thing for them. So nullify it when HP is 35% or more, or with 7 or more key spheres obtained. So this is a guaranteed nullification if you are above that 35% HP threshold, or like if you're below it, right? If you're below your 35 HP, you're getting this stuff procced. As long as you pick up 7 or more key spheres, which shouldn't be that hard with them changing key spheres, then you'll guaranteed nullify. Okay. And okay, so when they do nullify the Ki Blast, Android's category allies are going to get an additional attack and defense up by 15% for 2 turns with 8 or more key spheres obtained. Okay, so you have to nullify it. That's a little, that is odd. So it's like you have to nullify Ki Blast super while also having 8 or more key spheres picked up in order to get this buff, if I'm reading that right. If I'm reading that wrong, please let me know. But for me, that's what it sounds like. It sounds like you have to get the nullification off, and you have to have picked up 8 key spheres, which is a little odd. That doesn't sound that great to me, but either way, I mean, it is a buff if you're able to get it off. So that does help, in those situations. Their active skill is not going to change, right? They're not going to change the active skill with the EZAs. So this can be activated when facing only 1 enemy whose HP is 35% or more, or if you're facing 3 or more enemies, and this is where they're crazy. They get the Ghost Usher effect for 1 turn. They completely just cut out the enemy attacking that entire turn. It gives you a free turn. That's it. And this is very, very easy to get off, right? If you're fighting 1 enemy with HP is 35% or more, I mean, the start of almost any fight. Halfway through a lot of these fights, the boss is still having a bunch of HP, so you can really get this off in some of those crucial moments that might really save your bacon. Their super attack, so greatly raise attack and defense for 1 turn, cause immense damage to the enemy, and seals. Okay, this is good in situations where you can, but a lot of situations you can't. Either way, I mean, they're not stacking, they're not doing any kind of crazy support with their super attack, so this is okay. I think it was probably just raises. Attack and defense just raises. So it went from raises to greatly raises, so that is actually, still a pretty decent buff there. Then nothing else is going to change. Yeah, dude, they look insanely fun, insanely good. It's actually really crazy how good they look, especially compared to what they were when they already felt really good. So very excited to use them. I think they're going to be very fun, especially with 16's team. If you don't have 16, they can still definitely be run on any sort of, Future Saga, or, their only buff in here is to androids. And it's with this weird kind of condition, so you don't really have to worry about running them with strictly androids, because they're gonna still get all their craziness plus their active skill and all that stuff. So they're a very versatile unit, and you can put them on a lot of teams. So actually, let's look at that right now. Yeah, Android Cell Saga feature, Android Uncontrollable Power, Joint Forces Sealing Bond, and Worldwide Chaos. Yeah, dude, they'll do really well with their teams, 100%. And then the banner unit, so the Dr. Gero and Android 19, I have not actually looked at these guys yet. They are a decently good banner unit when they first came out, right? They have the ability to absorb Ki Blast supers, kind of like how these guys can nullify it. They'll actually absorb it and give you back HP. So that makes them like very, very good in those situations. But other than like those supers coming in, they'd probably be dead. So let's hope they did something here to kind of keep them alive and make them more survivable. So let's see, their leader skill androids, Ki +3, HP attack and defense up by 130. Then we've got for their basic effect, attack and defense up by 250. And androids category allies Ki +3, attack and defense up by 60%. Okay, good. I like the support there. Let's see what they had. So they were broken up, the attack and defense. And then they were supporting androids, but not as much. So it went from 40 to 60. And they're getting 250 attack and defense just straight up, right? Instead of breaking it out with 20 and 19, which is the gimmick. Android 20, Android 19. Haha, very funny. When attacking with 12 or more Ki, they're going to get 100% or 190% attack and disable the enemy's guard, which is, I guess, a good thing when you're going against much like type disadvantage kind of people. So yeah, that will help, I think, in some situations. When receiving an attack, they get 190% defense, and then per android's category ally on the team, they get attack and defense up by 100% up to 390%. And then a chance to perform a crit and damage reduction rate up by 10% up to 39%. Okay, so I mean, I get where the 390 and the 39 is coming from. 20 plus 19, very funny. But this does look good, and this is, whereas like 17 and 18 aren't restricted to androids, these guys may more so be, just because you're gonna want this here, and they're only getting that per android on the team, right? So you're gonna want to run them with a bunch of androids. Let's kind of see. Well, yeah, dude, they didn't have like any of that. You know, they have the disable guard, which is good. This is way lower. They did have this for CMB super attacks, HP 39% or less. What do we have here? When HP is 39% or less, or if there's an androids category ally attacking the same turn whose HP is 69% or less. Okay, that kind of, yeah, dude, I was really hopeful here when I started reading this, and I was like, oh, just on the turn, please. But their HP has to be still below a threshold, which that does kind of suck. This is a very powerful skill to have, you know, forcing enemy supers, so you can kind of, you know, do your placements however you want. But I don't know how often you're gonna be able to get them to do this. I mean, 69% or less isn't like that crazy, and you're gonna run them with androids anyway. So I mean, you might get this more than I guess maybe I think, unless you're completely dominating a fight, then you're never gonna see it. Yeah, this is the crazy thing. So when receiving a Ki Blast super, they are going to absorb it and recover 39% of the damage absorbed as HP, which is wild. They were, yeah, so it's basically the same thing. Yeah, it's the same. It's the exact same. So this is just Ki Blast supers, which there's a lot of in this game. So this is a very, very powerful skill. And if you're fighting a Ki Blast super enemy, you do have it like this readily available. You throw them in front of the super, and they're just gonna absorb it. And like now with their a little bit more damage reduction, they still don't have guard. They don't have any dodge built in. Dude, yeah, you're gonna want to put dodge on these dudes. They're just gonna be there to try to survive and then try to suck up some of those Ki Blast supers if you can't. Dude, if you're fighting a Ki Blast super enemy, you've got these guys and these guys. You've got like nullifications, you've got absorptions, you've got a lot of avenues to kind of stick it to that enemy. For their super attack, let's see, they are going to greatly raise attack and defense for one turn, cost of damage to the enemy, and recover 15% HP. So getting to this threshold is going to be difficult with how much they're healing. Like, they're going to heal off Ki Blast supers, they're going to heal off their own super. So honestly, like, a lot of dodge, a lot of additional for this character will go a really long way. That's actually really insane. Yeah, so androids, Android Sales Saga, power absorption, joint forces, and Target Goku. So more limited, right? You're gonna want them running with androids. But overall, like, they look like a very good, like, Sub-EZA. And I think they're going to be, like, fun to use just on a full Androids team. So, I mean, if we look at Androids here, yeah, dude, you've got, like, if you do 16, the Banner 17, if you have them, 17, 18, Gero, and 19. You could throw Cell in there. And then I would go either, like, the Perfect Cell, Super 17, or the World Tournament, like Hellfighter 17 is actually really good on 16's team. Yeah, you've got a lot more choices here for Androids now. That's for sure. You know, this dude is actually really, really good. You know, Androids, he's supporting Androids, supporting artificial life forms. The more you have on there, the better he gets. So yeah, having him on that team is actually going to be really good alongside like all these Androids that you're getting here. Yeah, dude, I think they're building out this team very good. I hope that they do. Where are they at here? These guys. I do hope we do see their EZA come up too. Right, there was something in the data for like the assets of them or something getting updated. So hopefully we see their EZA as well, and then just that would kind of just completely round out this team and make it like wildly crazy, right? Crazy fun too. But yeah, so that is going to be the EZA details for Android 17 and 18 and Dr. Gero and Android 19. Overall, I think they look very good. I'm very excited to get them in game and start using them. I started kind of working on their EZA stage this morning. I will put out the video finishing out the stage, and then I will kind of talk about their EZA medals and all that stuff. And then we will jump into their showcase, jump into the Sub-EZA showcase for 19 and Gero, and really see how they perform. But yeah, I'm very excited. I think they're very good. If you guys did stick around to the end of this video, I do appreciate you. Thanks for hanging out with me. Sorry that I am, you know, once again, sick and dealing with that stuff, but hopefully you guys are enjoying these characters. You know, if you have them, they've been around for a while, so majority of you have probably picked them up, but they look very fun, very cool. Let me know you guys' thoughts on these guys. Let me know your guys' thoughts on these guys here, and what kind of teams you plan on running them on, and how well they're doing for you. Like, subscribe, do the thing, and I'll see you guys next time. See ya!